For the last week and a half, 2 weeks, we've been really digging into whether we want to be traveling Europe for the next year via RV or Airbnb. Today, we're going to go into all of our concerns, and hopefully you learn something from it.
And then we're going to take a vote and see who wins.
Starting now. But today, we're talking about our
I'm
travel
Jessica.
journeys.
Start again.
Hi, and welcome to Worldtowning
101.
I'm Will.
I'm Jessica.
And we're here to tell you about, or talk to you about, or share with you about where we're going.
We're going to tell you
about our journey that we're going through as we're trying to evaluate our next travel choice.
So if you haven't been here before, we left the US 3 years ago, and we've lived in 3 different countries between 9 and 12 months. But now we want to shake it up a bit, and we want to speed it up a bit, and we want to see more of Europe. So we are evaluating which would be the best route for us. So should we RV Europe, or should we Airbnb Europe, switching countries every month? We've kind of come up with 10 key points that we feel will influence which way we would go. And
I'm counting, I have it in a spreadsheet, it's all ready to go.
It is ready to go.
And we're here to chat all about it, and we want to talk about each one in detail. Then we're going to tell you which one we think is actually best fit for us.
So we're going to actually vote on it, kind of give it a plus or minus of which one we think is better suited for each category. And then at the end, we're going to come up with which one wins. That doesn't mean we're going to go with that one, but someone is going to win in the end here.
So item number 1 is setup.
Setup. Okay, so Airbnb, right? I mean, pretty easy. We've done it. We've done in 3 countries and many vacations. You get an internet connection, you get your computer, you get your phone, you get your tablet, whatever. You put in the country, the city you're going to. You have fun looking through all the decorated homes. You select how many bedrooms. You see if they have all the things that meet your needs.
You look at reviews.
Yeah, reviews. You negotiate a price and you book.
RV, on the other hand, is a little bit different.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot bit different.
So, as someone going to a foreign country for more than a year, you have a visa issue you have to consider in terms of what you have to own a car in a foreign place.
And if you're going to stay more than a year, you might have a license issue. You might need to get a local license.
What do you have to do to get a registration, insurance? There's so many factors to consider with getting an RV and owning an RV or owning any vehicle in a foreign country.
And I mean, the last thing you want to do is purchase a $20,000 RV and be going in the process and go, oh, wait a minute, I can't get insurance for it because of XYZ. So you have to plan.
And just get it all done. Now, there are services out there that will help you throughout all this process. However, if you're trying to do this yourself,
Worldtowning.
If you're trying to do this yourself, then you want to make sure that you have it all set up. If you want to get someone to set it up for you, then you have Worldtowning, but we can cover that later. Okay, but in terms of who wins,
Airbnb, definitely,
right?
No brainer, right?
Will travel. It's so easy. Have phone will travel.
Yep.
And you're good to go.
Yep.
Item number two is location. Okay, as far as the location with an Airbnb, once again, you choose your location and you pick your apartment
and
or your house and you go. Right? It's not that hard.
Now. There's varying cancellation policies on our Airbnb, but the problem I see with Airbnb is if you get to a location and you're there and there's nothing wrong with it that was caused by the owner, you just don't like the location.
You don't like the food.
Or the neighbors or whatever, you're in trouble.
Lousy.
You can't just get up and go, you're going to lose your money, right?
You're stuck.
Yeah.
So with the RV, however, the world is your oyster. You have an ability to see wherever you want, however you want.
You don't like your location, you pull out the wood holding the wheels and you're on your way.
And really, you have a chance to really stop if you're not really at a place you want to be, but you see this amazing place in the meantime, and it's like, it's so picturesque. Let's just spend a night or a week here. Really, RV is that cool.
Yeah, so I think, not that we've done it, but we hear it's that cool.
Well, we're thinking about it.
We did it last week for a night.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It was fun. All right, so who wins in that one, Will?
RV, hands down.
RV, yeah, I agree.
Next item is?
Number 3 is?
Space.
Woo! Okay.
So with the space consideration, you are really talking about an Airbnb.
That would be great, though, an Airbnb.
We're thinking about that too. But with an Airbnb, you really have a chance to tailor your space to however you like. If you're going to moving from place to place and you need a room for an office, you need a room for the kids' bedroom, you need a room for your own bedroom, you need an extra large kitchen because you like to cook.
Right. I mean, maybe
you can make that happen.
Maybe you're in Paris for a month and you have a small space, but then you choose to go someplace different that you get a much bigger space for an affordable rate. So I think
You can mix it up a whole lot more.
I think you have a lot of control over your space.
You do.
You do.
In RV, however, you are...
An RV, especially in Europe. I mean, we have small streets here. You're not getting those Mick RVs. Is that what they would call them?
Right. Usually an RV in this town, or in this continent, is you're looking at generally between 20 and 25 feet. You can go a little bigger, but you're really losing a lot in where you can go see. It doesn't give you a lot of space.
Doesn't give you a lot of privacy. So I think as a family, an individual, a couple traveling, you really need to figure out how well you can handle limited personal space. And I think your decision would be affected by that. Now, does it have a huge weight on your happiness and everything? I guess you have to figure that out. For us, we've lived in a lot of small spaces, so it's not a huge thing, but it definitely is something we have to consider as a transition.
The size of a family is a big deal as well.
Remote, if you're a digital nomad and working remotely, that's something you really have to consider. Are you homeschooling? Like Will said, how many kids? So all of this needs to be factored into what you're doing. And for us,
we travel with a lot of stuff. We travel with
I mean, I'm leaning towards Airbnb on this because we're working and we're homeschooling and we're vlogging and we're doing conference calls and we're doing Skype calls with clients.
It's really nice
right?
to have the convenience of space with an Airbnb. But so we're going to go that way.
Yeah, Airbnb wins that one.
Okay.
Check for Airbnb.
Next item is climate. Okay. No one likes to be cold. She doesn't like to be cold.
Oh my God, I hate it.
And we like to pretend that we can always be warm where we are, but we're limited to sort of where we are at the time.
I mean, I feel like I could take off as much clothing within reason, as much clothing as I want to, but I cannot function personally, and this is our personal issue, my personal issue, being cold. It's very difficult for me to work and kind of be energetic and whatnot. So Airbnb is very alluring to me because you can control the climate. Whereas with RV,
you have to drive to the weather. And that's fine.
Yeah, well, we don't have a problem driving to the climate, but I mean, we're not in Mexico or Southeast Asia here. I mean, we're still going to get some cold, right?
It's still going to be a little cold, and if you're in the rain, you're stuck inside. So I think it's ultimately, it's a really close toss-up on this one, because if you do drive to the weather, it's fantastic.
And if you're lucky enough to have great weather, I mean, some people travel Europe for a year to have fantastic weather, and then others say that they were stuck inside for 2 months in the rain. So myself being how I am, I'm going to vote for Airbnb on this one. And I'm so happy that you voted for Airbnb and said you think I'm right.
I think you're right on this one.
One of us might have gone Airbnb and the other RV, which is always an option too, right? We can split up for the year.
We can try, but let's keep things simple at this point.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So
Number five
is community. Okay, so we have been really big on the community kick for a very long time.
If you know us, you've been following the blog, everything, we love community. We had very little community. We had some. We love you, Costa Rica, and we love our community there, but it was very small, and we started late in the game, and I think it really impacted our experience. So since then, we have hyper-focused on building community, and it has been unbelievably rewarding for us. So we're kind of nervous about Airbnb and RVing in regards to community.
We know Airbnb, you can definitely create the community if you're there long enough. Now, we've been spending 9 months, which is really key community building time.
We feel about around month 5 or 6 is when we really start to feel the community becoming, great for everyone,
After a month, we don't know whether we're going to have a community or not, but we think we're going to be able to build more community within that month than we can in our
Yeah, and we've heard from other people that have switched countries every month that they, if they have an owner of the property that's very friendly and into meeting new people, that they form community through them, through their neighbors. So I think the possibility is there, probably not as deep as we have it now, but the possibility is there. On the other hand, with the RV community, you're moving more frequently.
We don't know about the RV.
And what have we heard from other RVers in that respect?
RVers love RVers, and they think they have the best community alive on wheels.
Right, and we're pretty excited since we haven't been in traveling communities, and we meet other travelers as they pass through wherever we're living, and we hang out with them. But we haven't had a consistent kind of traveling community. And from what we understand from, can you tell I'm passionate about this? I'm like, I can't get it off. From what we understand from other RVers, that there's a really cool RV traveling community, and we're quite interested in exploring that.
In terms of what is better, honestly, we don't know the RV side, but everything we're hearing about the RV side, we're hearing great things. So we're going to call this one a toss-up.
I think we're going to call it a push.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we and this is one of those kind of sticker points for us, because it almost has a little more weight than some of the others, which we haven't kind of told you guys about yet. But some things are weighing a little bit more for us, and this is one of them. I mean, And unfortunately, can't come to a decision on this one. So it's a wash.
So it's a wash. Number 6 is maintenance.
Ugh.
Airbnb, let's start with the easy one.
Yes, okay. Hey,
Airbnb's easy.
Airbnb, yay, happy.
Hi, host.
My toilet broke. Oh,
Can you
okay, I'll
fix
be
it?
right over to fix it.
Excellent. My electricity's out.
Oh, I'll be right over to fix it.
RV.
I can't figure out how to flush my toilet.
Yeah.
Idiot. Sometimes that happens in Europe, guys. The toilets are like, what do we push? What do we pull?
For us, this is a huge issue because we know nothing
Nothing.
about maintenance.
We are not mechanical. I mean, there's YouTube videos for everything, but there's not a YouTube video for what?
What? Oh, I have a clicking noise in
Click,
my
click,
engine
click,
and it won't
click.
start.
Where do you find that on YouTube?
It doesn't make sense.
We don't know what to do.
So we're not going to go deep in this one, but we know that definitely Airbnb wins this one.
Hands down.
So next item is connectivity.
Number 7. Wi-Fi, guys.
Wi-Fi, telephone,
Wi-Fi.
anything you need to reach the outside world if you want to reach the outside world.
Yeah.
And for us, it's a big issue because
It
we
is
have
a
an online
big issue.
business. We upload videos.
We have you guys, all YouTube. We homeschool, we world school. I mean, we connect with family and friends through Skype and FaceTime and all that.
Now, cellular technology is huge right now, and it is really getting so big that you can almost do a better connection with your cell phone than you can
Yeah.
with your home connection, but it is unreliable and it's inconsistent.
So you never know, but I think as a whole, you're gonna get more consistent and stronger internet in an Airbnb than necessarily in an RV. And Will is Mr. Techie, so he has all of these options even set up for us while we've been long-terming in Airbnbs for backup when systems go down. So I think this one's pretty much a no-brainer as well,
I
right?
think we're settled.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Check for Airbnb.
Okay. Number 8 is customization, flexibility. How do you want your living space to be? And with Airbnb, there's almost no customization. You can look at it from the pictures, and if it looks good, and they've done a really good job presenting pictures that looks like something you'd be really cool hanging out in, fantastic. Now that's only if they did not Photoshop those images,
Right.
And they didn't make it look like it's something that's totally different than what it actually
Which
is.
we kind of had that experience here. They brightened up the pictures, so it's very dark in our place. But besides that,
But we like the outside.
we're in Airbnbs for 9 to 12 months, so we hang pictures that kids draw on the walls, and we do a little bit of decorating. But if you're in an Airbnb for a month, I just don't see you putting things up on the walls and personalizing it, making it more homey, and making it your space,
With
right?
an RV, however, you can pimp it out however you like.
Right.
You can decorate it, you can customize it, you can add shelves, you can add curtains.
You can put throw pillows, you can put artwork on the wall, you can, put all this kind of fun stuff. If you're one of those families who's thinking about, I really need it to feel home and that comfort and our kind of personal touch, then RV might be a better route for you. Yeah, I mean, Will and I have talked about, like, if we go the RV route, should we paint it orange for Worldtowning? Should we put decals on it? I'm just kidding about painting it all orange. I mean, should it be orange polka dots? I mean, there's so many different options and stuff.
So definitely RV is the winner in this guy.
RV, yep.
So number 9 is the experience, and this is the part that is really the big X factor for us because we've never done the RV before.
And I think it sounds, not just me, we all think it sounds really cool and exciting to have a house on wheels, and a bit scary also. I mean, when we transitioned from the US to Costa Rica, those first 3 months were a nightmare, but we're up for the challenge to see how we work as a team.
Yeah, I mean, can we really be mechanical? Can we be crafty? Can we be sort of the ability to create community without a community?
Right, can we empathize with each other's different sleeping schedules and behaviors in a small space? So I think it's a challenge that we're all up for. I mean, we've done the Airbnb thing. We're almost at 3 years on this, so we kind of know. Obviously, we would be speeding it up if we did Airbnb in Europe and switched every month, so it'd be a little different. But I mean, RVing is going to be completely different, right? Okay, I think this one is a no-brainer, right? I mean,
It really is.
okay,
And
the experience in general goes to
RV without question.
RV. Check for RV.
Now, this doesn't mean we're going RV. But it's really exciting, guys. Next item, and this is
a big one
the
for him.
biggest one for
Me
me,
too.
and I'm
Number
an accountant, as you may know or may not know, but cost is huge. Okay.
It's huge, and I'm just gonna say it right off the bat here. This one almost has like it's a double weight on it because money, and I think for everyone out there, money is a big issue and the concern of that. So I think some of these items need to be weighed a little bit heavier, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna weigh them equally, right?
So let's say, for instance, you're gonna go the Airbnb route, right? And you're gonna spend, let's just say, between 800 and 1400 USD a month.
Give or take, yeah.
Give or
Yeah.
take, right?
Yeah.
that adds up after a while, and you're talking at that point close to maybe $12,000 to $15,000 just for accommodations, and that's not including travel between places. So,
and that money's gone, right? It's not your mortgage, so you're not building equity in anything. You're not selling it after. You get nothing back. Now in the RV,
right. So our budget for an RV, if we were to go an RV, is about $20,000 to $25,000 US dollars. Now at the end of the adventure, you're not giving it away.
I mean, from our research, we say if we bought one for about $20,000 US dollars, from what we've seen online, it looks like we'd be able to sell it back in a year and a half for maybe around $17,000. And it depends on what we put into it, because we've got to tech it out a bit. So we might just be at an even.
Right. We're going to fully equip whatever we get totally for business. So we're going to add more electrical outlets. We're going to make sure there's more USB hubs.
I mean, I don't know if we'll get more for it, but we might actually get an even Steven when we go to sell it back.
Now, there's going to be maintenance involved. There's going to be other things that you have to consider that's not been included in the depreciation, but
if you have a different opinion on this and a good reason and everything, please share it. I mean, we welcome any comments that you may have, because we're just beginning and researching all this. But from what we can see, it's going to be more cost effective for us to go the RV route.
So those are our items of consideration. Now, were you keeping tabs on who got what?
Who won?
So at the end of the day, Airbnb has 5, right? RV has 4, and there's 1 push. Now, that doesn't mean that we're actually leaning towards Airbnb versus RV. It doesn't mean we're going RV because the cost is lower than the RV,
Although I think if Will had his whole opinion and his vote was the only vote,
we'll see.
We'd be backpacking Europe naked. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that an option? Nevertheless, that's how we're deciding on where we want to go.
Okay, so tell us, guys, do you have any points you want to give us? Anything you think should be on the list that we haven't even thought of? And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they didn't think of this. Share it. Comment below. Let us know. We need your help. We need to make a decision. I mean, we're gonna take off in the beginning of July, and we're still like, what are we gonna do?
But we're close. I think we're getting there. We're gonna do another RV adventure.
Yes.
And we're going to...
We've done Airbnb adventures, so I don't know if we're going to really do another Airbnb adventure. We know what we're in for that, but we really are kind of into testing out the RVs right now.
Right. In the meantime, give us your comments, and...
Thank you for listening to this.
Thank you for watching, and if
it's been very therapeutic.
Subscribe, check us out, because we're going to be going through this little Q&A evaluation for a couple more episodes.
Yes.
And then letting you know as soon as we know. And we'll see you next time on Worldtowning 101.
Au revoir.
Happy travels.
Oh, great.
But I don't know if it's going to be mentally efficient for us to be in the RV.
That's the other thing. Goodness, do you think we should add a number 11?
No.
I mean, we didn't think about it, but we'll just mention the mental aspect of it, and maybe we need to consider that.
No, because we don't know until we know.